Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing my September TBR cards. It's been a while since I filmed a video, it's probably been a month. I have tried to film since then, but I just wasn't really happy with how the videos turned out, so I thought I'd just take a break because work was really busy and then come back in September with a new TBR game video, because this is the kind of videos that I really enjoy filming. So I hope you enjoy this video. So if you haven't seen my other TBR games where I explain the rules, I'll leave it linked down below, but I'll just go through the rules really quickly. If I get a club, then I have to read a fantasy or a sci-fi book. If I get a heart, it's a contemporary or a romance. If I get a spades, it's a mystery or a thriller. If I get a diamond, it's a series continuation or a first book in a series. If I get an ace, it's a book from my top 10 books to read this year. If I get a king, it's an intimidating read. If I get a queen, it's a friend or family pick. If I get a jack, it's a book on my Kindle. And a joker means that it's my choice, I can read whatever I want. So I've put them all back together and I'm just going to shuffle. I think I'm only going to pick 4 books again this month, but we'll see how the books come. If they're really big books, then I will just stick with the 4, but if not, I might pick a few extra because I do enjoy the idea of picking these books. So I'm going to spread them out and I'm actually going to go for the one on the top this time, and that's the 6 of diamonds. A diamond means that I need to read a series continuation or a first book in a series. For that one, I'm going to read Muse of Nightmares. I actually picked out Strange the Dreamer in my August TBR cards, and it was a book on my top 10 books to read in 2020, and it was also an intimidating read, and I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was such a good book. To be honest, the first 200 pages what I found really hard to get through, but the ending was incredible, so I'm so excited to read this one. I've actually already started, but I've only read like 2 chapters and they're really short chapters, but this is quite a chunky book, so I can't wait to get to it. I knew that this was a book that I was reading regardless of whether it turned up this month on my TBR. I'm also buddy reading this with my best friend, so that will be a lot of fun. So yay, I'm glad I got this on my TBR with the first card. I'm gonna shuffle again. Spread them out, and I'm going to go with this one. This is the 9 of spades, which means a mystery or a thriller. So on the day that I'm filming this, it's actually the 30th of August, and from my last TBR I had The Secret History, and I'm about halfway through this. I'm hoping to finish this before September, to be honest, but if not, I will carry this one over and be the pick for this card. However, if I do finish The Secret History before September, then I'm going to pick Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. She's the author of The Girl on the Train, which is actually one of my favourite thrillers. I really enjoyed it and I found it a really quick read. I've been putting this one off for years because my mum read it and she said that there were so many points of views that it got really confusing and that it was nowhere near as good as The Girl on the Train. But I recently reorganised my shelves and I was decluttering and seeing what ones I wanted to keep, and I reread the synopsis of this and it really had me intrigued and just excited to read this one again. So I'm just going to read the little synopsis so that you kind of get the idea. I realised I didn't do the synopsis of Strange the Dreamer, of Muse of Nightmares, but that's because it's a sequel. So this one says, in the last days before her death, Nell Abbott called her sister. Jules didn't pick up the phone, ignoring her plea for help. Now Nell is dead. They say she jumped. And Jules has been dragged back to the one place she hoped she had escaped for good, to care for the teenage girl her sister left behind. But Jules is afraid, so afraid, of her long-buried memories of the old mill house, of knowing that Nell would never have jumped, and most of all she's afraid of the water and the place they call the drowning pool. So I just thought that would be really interesting, and hopefully it'll be a quick read. I'm gonna shuffle again for the 3rd pick. I'm kind of hoping that I'll get one of the more unique cards, so like one of the face cards this time. I really would like to get friend pick, to be honest, because I feel like my friend would end up choosing like a good read for me and something that I might not pick myself. I'm gonna go with this one. which is the Ten of Clubs. Ten of Clubs means that it's a fantasy or a sci-fi book. I'm gonna have a look on my shelves quickly. For the fantasy or sci-fi, I think I'm gonna go with Scythe. I'm not gonna get it out, but it's right here and I just don't want to fiddle around with getting out the box. This will actually be a reread for me. I did read this earlier on in the year, but I kind of forgot quite a bit and I want to reread it so I can carry on with the series, and I want to read the series with my friend, so she's kind of waiting for me to finish my reread of Scythe. I know I love this book. I think I only gave it 3.5 when I first read it, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, this is an amazing book. So I can't wait to actually read it when I'm in the mood for it and see what I'll end up rating it. So yeah, that's the book I'm going to choose for this one. I'm going to shuffle again. And spread them out, and I'm going to go for this one, which is the Six of Hearts, which is a contemporary or a romance book. For that one, I'm going to go for the Song of Achilles. I know this is technically a historical fiction book, kind of based on Greek mythology, but I know that there's a romance in this that everyone ends up crying over, and this does fit in with a video that I'm planning to film, hopefully this month, if not beginning of next month, so I would like to get this onto my TBR. This follows Achilles and Patroclus, I think that's how you say his name, and it follows their love story, and this is based on the myth obviously, but I'm very excited to see this. I think that it will be more focused on a romance rather than just their friendship. I think I am just going to pick one more book just to see what I could get. But this is just a bonus one, so if I get around to it, then that would be great. I got the Queen of Diamonds, so that means that I got a friend or family pick. So I'm just going to message my best friend and see what book she chooses for me. So my friend just replied what she picked for friend pick, so let's have a look. Okay, well, she picked one that isn't actually out yet. She picked She Drives Me Crazy, which is a sapphic romance book that's coming out next year, so I'm just asking her to pick another one for me. Okay, she's chosen Love and Other Words by Christina Lawrence. This is a book that I actually have on my Kindle. Basically, I don't know too much about this apart from that it's just like a typical romance. So kind of what I'm gathering from the premise of Love and Other Words, this is like a second chance romance. Hopefully this will be a really quick read, to be honest. I've been in a bit of a reading slump, so maybe actually a romance is a good pick from my friend. She knows I've been struggling to get through books recently, so I think that might have been smart of her. From Christina Lawrence, I've read My Favourite Half Night Stand and Joshua and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating before, and to be honest, they haven't been my favourite. I think they're really quick to get through and they're fun enough, but they're not something that I've been invested in before. So I think if I don't love and Other Words, that I probably will just give up on Christina Lawrence after this. I think that maybe they're just not the author duo for me. I know other people seem to be obsessed with their books, so maybe this will be my last chance for them, kind of thing. That is my September TBR cards. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comments what you'll be reading this month, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.